Liverpool, everybody. Got the Gegenpress t-shirt on with the patches. Y'all know what it is. Got the red stripe. Let me get that ready for you. Red stripe, Jamaica's finest. Anyway, let's get into it. Look, I'm in a great mood, but I do have some venting to do, and if you're open to hearing that, please tune in. Please leave a comment or not. I'm gonna do it regardless. Listen, I'm gonna start off by saying, by this time you guys watch this channel, you guys know I don't really get too sour about things, so I'm not gonna come from a sour perspective or point of view that we lost this game. I dealt with the frustration of how that happened and all that. Shortly after the game, I'm good. Plus, I'm working anyway, so I don't have time to be dwelling on that. Highly disappointed how the game went, losing that game. But let's get into some deeper things, right? Your boy Jurgen Klopp. I love Jurgen Klopp like all of you do, maybe even more for my own reasons, which I won't get into because it's not about that today. It's not about me. It's about how the game is and how I'm reacting to what happened. And I think for me, what I do agree with what Klopp said. Here's the thing. Let me just say this too. Sometimes you got to put yourself in the shoes of the managers, and after a game like that, Klopp is probably the most livid person in that stadium. More than the players, more than the fans, obviously more than anybody representing Napoli. Um, and it's the Italian press, the Italian journalists. It's their job to poke at you to get what they can get out of you, and they won today. Especially, so there's two interviews. There's one directly after the game when he's still in the hallway or whatever, the tunnel, whatever. And then there's one when he's sitting down at the podium. The one where he sat down at the podium, he gave them everything they wanted, and they got at him. And he's human. I get it. Let me also say this: in our group chat on Twitter, shout out Jason, shout out Gary, Jams, the brother Mame. I held back from saying certain things because I just wanted to observe what was going on. But I remember, I think Mame, my man, and maybe even Jason were saying that Liverpool fans were talking about the penalty, which is a joke, and I think Mame said it was a Stonewall penalty, pretty much clear penalty. I wonder what game y'all watching. Now, we're all human, and the ref saw it that way in fast motion, and I guess with VAR is concerned, if they don't want to go against the ref in a situation like that, cool, whatever. I'm pro VAR. Not gonna come on here and knock VAR now. That would be silly. It's not a penalty though. It's not a penalty when a guy starts his dive, starts to go down. Let me not accuse him let me not accuse Callejon of diving. He starts to go down before he's even touched. Look at the replays. Don't trust me, my word for it. I'm a nigga that lives in D.C. I'm American. I don't know what I'm talking about. Look at the replay. Look at the photos, and you tell me if that was a Stonewall penalty. I mean, there's no way it's a penalty. At the same time, if I'm the manager of Liverpool Football Club after that performance, after that game, I'm not making a big deal about that. And I think Klopp, in his own little way, made a big deal about it. You can't come out and say that changed the game. And I get protecting your players and all that. Fuck all that, man. There's gonna be some expletives here. There's gonna be some foul language, and so deal with it or don't deal with it. Get the fuck out of here with that, Jurgen. What you should be saying is, I'm disappointed in my boys today. Not in their overall performance because we had a plethora of chances, man. Even looking back at those replays, some of the stuff that I forgot. Salah had at least one or two or a handful of chances. Firmino had a chance or two. Mane had a chance to. Mane was atrocious today, by the way. I'm gonna just put that out there. I love Mane like the next man that supports Liverpool, but Mane was atrocious today. More so with his decision making. He's effective as he always is, or as he always can be in getting in different situations to be productive. But there were, and we talk about Salah, so I got to talk about Mane. There were certain situations where he could have dished the ball over. You got to do that. You got to do that. And so, again, I spoke about it before. You cannot have these many chances in a big game like this in Europe and not capitalize on them. Klopp talked about the fatigue thing. I think one of the other Italian journalists got to him again, got up under his skin by saying it looked like Napoli were stronger, fitter. Klopp responded with who was getting cramps. It wasn't my team. It was Napoli. Yeah, fair enough. But your team that wasn't getting cramps lost to a team that were getting cramps. So what are you really saying, brother? What are you really saying? So again, I mean, I just think at the end of the day, if I'm again, I told you, I said already, I get you protecting your players, but I would have been like, look, we needed to take our chances. Mane could have been better today. Salah, from I would have been like, look, my front three could have been better today. Napoli took their chances when they had, well, not even take their chances. They were awarded a penalty, which wasn't a penalty. They got that. Adrian did his best to get to that touchdown. I'm sure he's pissed off at himself. My thing is, I think about it as like American football growing up. My uncle, who pretty much taught all of us our sports. You're a wide receiver, or you're a player that's dealing with the football. If it touches your hand, you should be good. There should be no dropping of it, whatever. And so I think about that. But listen, Adrian was so amazing to me. Yes, amazing in that game. Amazing in that game. That I'm not gonna knock him. You know what I mean? But to let them score that second goal, that what's happening? It's just you know I you I can't believe Napoli have done it again to us. I can't believe that, and that should be the talking point of how we allowed the game to go that way, where we had so many chances. And I don't know what it is in Europe away from home where we just don't look right. I guarantee you the next game we play, which I guess is against RB Salzburg, whatever, I don't know who it is, whoever it is, I guarantee we look like the usual Liverpool. You know what I mean? It's just, and again, you have to give, listen, Ancelotti is a great manager, and I think even Jason brought it up in the group chat. It's not anything exceptional that he's doing, but you need to be exceptional against Liverpool. And in this tie, Napoli just seemed to get our number. You know, getting past them in that second leg to get to the next round, that took a lot. It took a save from Allison to do that. You know what I mean? It wasn't like we blew them away. You know, so this is a difficult matchup for us. I don't care what Klopp wants to say or other fans want to say. It's a difficult matchup for us. But in this game tonight, I think we helped to make it difficult on ourselves. And that's what was frustrating. And I get what Klopp is saying about having to do with fatigue or tiredness. I'm sorry, bro. As a supporter watching the game, it did seem like that was part of what it was. Fatigue. Why are they fatigued? Liverpool are the most fittest team in the world, let alone just in England. But it seemed that way. You know what I mean? And you can talk about the penalty and all that, but fans are right to talk about it in terms of that it wasn't a penalty. But to say that changed the game, or that it shouldn't even come to, and that's what I always talk about. Don't give the ref a reason to be the star of the game. I don't care if it was a penalty or not. It should have never come to that. And I kept saying in my mind, while I'm watching this game, I'm thinking, it's going to be something like that. Something fluke, something lucky, something unfortunate for Liverpool. But it should never have come to that. If you finish your dinner, if you chew your food and swallow, pause, then everything should be good. But that's not what Liverpool did today. And that's what's so frustrating. Not losing the game, because you can lose a game. Napoli are a good team. I wouldn't call them a world-class team, but when they show up against us, they seem more or less world-class. That's just what it is. So I just hope this isn't an away hoodoo thing on us, because it looks like the trend has continued. And it's fucking frustrating because Liverpool are better than this. So I don't get it. I mean, defending European final champions, European Cup champions. It's just frustrating. It's just frustrating. And again, I tilt my hat to Napoli, but I just feel like we were in that game for so long, and defensively we did so well. I thought for the most part, not every aspect of it. But the thing is, I think both teams were so identical today as far as catching the other team on the counter and then something stuttering that, whether it be the final third or somebody nicking it. I thought Fabinho was amazing today. Stealing the ball up high from them and starting giving us a really high start close to their goal, but we just couldn't do anything with it, and that was the frustrating thing. So, and I think we're quite fortunate not to get anyone sent off in that game. I think Milner, Robertson, the two guys that come to mind, were making some really rash challenges. I think bringing Milner off at the time he brought Milner off was good. Um, a game where you're looking to see Shaqiri that late in the game make a change, make a difference in the game. That's when you know it's almost just like, you know what, we're just going to concede in this game, and we're going to fold this up and try to just jump back. So I'm going to come on tomorrow or early morning, early on my side anyway, probably UK time, 2-ish, 3:30, whatever the case may be, with Gary, if not anyone else. But I feel I was fine anyway, but I feel much better just getting that out, because I got beef with Klopp. You can't you can't come on in a game like that and talk about the refs like that. I'm sorry, or the decision or whatever, because again, and you learn this from, or you should, I don't know wherever you guys come from. I know in my little league sporting teams, it was always, don't give the ref a decision, because the refs want to be stars as well. Believe that. Don't think that's not just me saying that. That's the truth. The refs want to be seen. They want to be known. They have ways of upping their job and going on to play to ref World Cups and all. They want to be stars as well. They're the man in the middle in all black. So they want to be seen. They want to be recognized. They want to say hello. It simply is what it is. So you can't give the ref the chance to be the star of the game. You just can't do that. So it's not about if it was a penalty or not. I can't stress that enough. It wasn't a penalty, and that's cool, but it should never have come to that. And again, I can't knock Adrian because I thought he was incredible the whole game. He made 2, 3, 4 saves. Big saves that kept us in the game. And so, again, I keep talking about the defense, I think, in large parts, did their job. And I think they're sitting back thinking, bro, can you help us out? I mean, Mane, Salah, these are 3 guys that we talk about, that people talk about as being the best in the world. Not that I disagree with that, but you have to show up on these stages for that to continue to be what people are thinking about. And I know it's silly, and because I mean, people will say now, oh, are they really that great? They are great. They had an off night, and unfortunately, an off night in a moment that we didn't really need that. I'm knowing they're going to bounce back against Chelsea, but you have to find a way. These guys have to find a way to be consistent collectively. One of them at least. And again, I don't want to be super harsh, because again, we had our chances. And look, shout out to that keeper. I forget his name, Mecca, whatever his name was. I'm sure I got that wrong. But all due respect, Udinese, former keeper, young 22-year-old. He was incredible today. But it's a 22-year-old, largely unknown keeper that played with Udinese, is with Napoli now. All due respect to him, but come on. Make him work a little bit more. Or you work a little bit more, smarter, and get the goals. Let's be different. If we lost this game and we did like we did in the game last season, last Champions League in the first leg, I don't think we had a shot on target, which was totally incredible, just mind blowing in the worst way. But this one almost hurts more, because when you have that many chances, I haven't seen the stats. I don't even know if I want to see the stats. That'll probably just irk me more. But to have that many chances, half chances, whatever you want to call it, and not have the final third right, I think again Mane and Salah both suffered today with trying to be the dude. And if either one of them scored, of course we wouldn't be talking about it. But the fact is, neither one of them scored, so they weren't the dude today. I don't care how many times, and look, I got to big up Salah, because Koulibaly basically played. This guy is a beast, by the way, but he basically played center back and left back for them. It was almost like whoever the left back was, I don't know his name was. I don't care to remember his name. Whoever he was like, brother, move. Like, when Salah comes down this way, you move over, you go out, get out my way. I got him. And a couple of times, Salah muscled him off. To my surprise, I held the chair like, oh, you muscling out here? You know what I mean? So, to me, the weakest link of the front 3, I might have to go with Mane. As much as it hurts me to say, I got to be real on this channel. I always will be. Love Mane. Firmino wasn't great either, but I think Mane for me was the weakest of the three. Um, Call it harsh, whatever. For me, the man of the match for Liverpool today was the keeper, and I'd say close to that, Fabinho. I thought Fabinho was great. Milner was a weak link today. Jimmy Milner, James Milner, as some of you clowns call him, was the weakest link today. James. And that's just what it is. You know what I mean? Should Genie have started? It's easy to say that now. It's easy to say that now. Maybe he should have. I don't know. But you know, and I'm not gonna look. Milner has had some great performances for us. Obviously, seeing him on the team sheet wasn't I didn't see that and say ugh. Obviously, now I know there's some people who will say yeah, I knew he shouldn't have played, but I mean that's fair. That's fair. But I'm not gonna be one of those people because that's just not how I feel. Um, but he wasn't great today. I think he took some of his frustrations out on some of those tackles, and I think it's more so that than his performance as why Klopp took him off because he was losing it. Gerrard had a tendency to do that at times. I remember that game. I think it might have been his last season against United. The stomp on Ander Herrera. He has those. I think Gerrard has the most red cards in history for Liverpool, if I'm not mistaken, which is crazy. But so look, man, I'm good. I'm good. I think Tammy Abraham's giving us some bulletin board material, whether he was joking or not. After the Valencia game, I think they lost 1-0. He said, we'll take the frustration out on Liverpool. Listen, him and Mason Mount have been looking really